Hey everybody, Von Bieker here. Thanks for bearing with us. So this was the worst technical difficulty night I've ever had doing live streaming, and that's saying a lot because a few weeks ago we had a pretty bad night of technical difficulties. Um, but here's what happened. If you've stuck with us, thank you so much, Edward. I know you've been looking for the feed and hoping we were coming back. So if you can see it now, I see three little celebratory horns down there. So I think that means you can see the feed. Excellent. So this is what happened tonight. I wanted to make sure we had no issues, and I was doing a whole bunch of stuff on my computer today. And so I thought, let's play it safe. I'm going to restart my computer right as I'm setting things up, right before we start. So it's fresh, nothing's running, it's not bogged down, all that stuff. So that's what I did. And lo and behold, in the background, there was a Mac OS update waiting to update. And once I restarted, it just started installing itself and locked me out of the computer. So about 10 minutes to when I was supposed to meet up with Cynthia and Jen, our guests for tonight, I turned my computer on, or tried to, and it said 37 minutes remaining on your OS install. And I frantically pulled up my phone and I was searching for how to abort an install, and nothing would help. Anyways, I had to update my computer apparently at the worst possible time. So at least you know that you are getting this stream from a fully updated Mac computer. So it should be really special for you tonight. Um, because of the delay, I'm going to ask you for a couple favors. If you're watching right now, if you don't mind sharing this to anybody you think that might want to join us, that would be awesome, because we've lost a little bit of time and momentum getting started. But I see that Cynthia, you're here, Edward, you're here, so that's awesome. And we've got some more people in the room as well. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for bearing with us. It's going to be worth it. So we have some great guests with us tonight. So sharing is caring. That's a big help actually. So for some reason, it tells Facebook that what we're doing is important because it doesn't think it is otherwise. I don't know why. So yeah, that's a big help. Okay, so the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to introduce you to our guests. So tonight we have Cynthia Hamar, who's here pretty close to Edmonton, just outside, and then we've got Jen Stewart Fueston, who's coming to us all the way from just outside of Denver, Colorado. I think it would be called a bedroom community for those of you in Edmonton. Is like our Sherwood Park, I believe. Um, so without further ado, I'm going to bring them into the room. If you guys can give me a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Because I see these tiny little squares, and that's the only thing I can see to know people are ready. So, all right, here we go. So first up, this is I'm going to introduce you to Jen Stewart Fueston. Jen, here we go.
Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
everybody.
Hey. So Jen is like doing a whole bunch of schooling from home and all sorts of exciting mom
Yes.
activities. Yeah. How's your
Yeah,
how's
like,
your school from home go today?
let's see.
Let's see.
We
We
persevered.
persevered.
I think
Yeah.
about
About
4:30
4:30.
we
We
wrapped up.
wrapped up.
That's
Wow.
okay.
Are you doing like full days of school?
No,
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 No.
no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no.
Okay.
That's
That's
like
like
interlude
interlude
to
to
fight with
fight
each
with each
other
other
and
and
throw
sand.
sand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
my
s-
kids
you,
are
you scared me
7.
for a minute.
So
You started around 4, did you say?
no, my
No,
kids
my
are
kids are
7
7
and
and
4.
0,
4.
7 and 4.
So
So
there's a
there's a
lot
lot
of
of
squabbling.
squabbling.
Yeah,
Oh, oh.
a lot of wrestling going on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna take you off the screen for now, and we'll come back in just a few
Sounds good.
minutes, and be ready to pro- shill your book for us. Okay.
I
I
can do
can
that.
do that.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So okay, I'm gonna bring Cynthia in the room now. Cynthia, hello.
Hello.
Oh, you're sounding better than we had before. That's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not. There's a little
There's like an echo.
there's a little robot voice going on. We're gonna see. This is this is as we start to like do soft reopens around the world. I think this is just the internet telling us that it's just not good enough. Don't get used to it. Yeah. Cool. So Cynthia and I have known each other for many years. Probably like almost 10 years at this point or something.
I think more even, because you knew Phil when back in school days. University.
Yeah. Oh yeah, more. Yeah. So that's like 20 years ago. That's scary. Whew. Yeah. So Cynthia is a fantastic singer-songwriter, and you've been studying music at MacEwan this year, or is it MacEwan or U of A? Am I
MacEwan. Yeah.
at MacEwan? Yeah. So yeah. So you're going to be so pro, even more pro since I heard you last time.
Trying. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, I'm going to start us off with a couple songs, and then we're going to go to Jen for some poems, and then we're going to come back to you for a set of songs.
Nice.
And then we'll just kind of keep rolling like an in the round kind of a deal.
Sounds good.
So you've got a hot toddy out here.
I do. This is number two, Dave. We're
Oh.
taking too long.
Nice. Nice. So by the time you play your first song, it could be really interesting.
No, they're weak ones. We're good.
Excellent. All right. We'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so like every time, I'm going to ask you guys to be our sound engineers tonight. I feel like my voice is coming out of my mouth a little bit later than my mouth is moving. But I don't know if that's true. So if things seem a little out of sync, just let me know, because I can actually do something about that when we come back. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a song called Run, which is my song, and then I'm going to do a cover song, and then we'll pass it over to Jen. And I do see that we've got some echoing happening, so we're going to try and work our way through all of the sound issues as we go. I know Jen and Cynthia can probably hear me, even though they can't see me, or no, they can. I can't see them. That's how this works. So I will just say, and this is a free tip to anybody that does live video stuff. If your microphone on your computer can hear what's coming out of the speakers of your computer, there will probably be some echo that happens. So what we might do when Jen is reading is, if we're getting any echo, I'll just get Jen to mute her computer while she's reading, and that way that'll cancel that out, and we won't have any issues with that. So we'll see how it goes, but we will be able to overcome. We shall overcome. Oh, and Jen just let me know she might be switching to her iPad, so that might work better too. All right. Let me know how the sound is. If anything's too loud, too quiet when this song is done. I count on you, my loyal sound crew out there. If it's not a weight on my shoulders, it's heavy on my heart. If you're not working, you're pushing me down. You're pulling me apart. Well, I want what's easy. I don't want the truth. I wanna run. Will you still love me if I do? You can call it a curse. Oh, but they both feel like falling. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm not quite sure which is worse. But I've got these memories of when I've been blessed. So I'm gonna run, 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 run. Ooh, I'm gonna run, run, run. Haven't you got what you wanted? You strip me right down to the bone. Oh, won't you leave me alone? Oh, you gotta leave me alone. I'm gonna run, I'm gonna run, run. Will you still love me if I do? Will you still love me if I do? All right, I'm gonna go right into song 2. Hey, Josh is here. He says, "Rockin' tonight, sir." Excellent. Hi, Josh. It's nice to see your face, even if it's just a photo of your face, I gotta say. Oh, now how do I get rid of it? I won't want to see it anymore. There we go. All right, so I think we're sounding good. I think everything is working out okay. Awesome. So this is a cover. Now, I met Jen at an event called the Glen Workshop, which I usually go to every summer, and we got to ride down south through Colorado into New Mexico last year, and it was such a fantastic time. We got to see a UFO landing site and other magical places. It was great. UFO landing site and Stations of the Cross in the same drive, I believe, so that was pretty fantastic. So one of the reasons that I was going there was to take a songwriting workshop with the people that wrote this next song. And it's one of my favorite of theirs. It's an Over the Rhine song. So I thought this might be a nice transition, and kind of our loose theme for the evening is nurture. So yeah, I tried to pick some songs that kind of fit in with the theme of nurture. And we might all be feeling like we need a little bit of care and nurture tonight after 60 days in quarantine. So into the night. Who knows what we might find? Intuition, deja vu, the Holy Ghost haunting you. Whatever you got, babe, I don't mind. 'Cause I was born to live, gonna learn to live through my tears. And I was born to love, gonna learn to love without fear. Hey, put your elbows on the table. I'll listen as long as I'm able. There's nowhere that I'd rather be. The secret fears, the supernatural. Thank God for this new laughter. Thank God the joke's on me. 'Cause I was born to live, and I learned to live through my tears. Oh, I was born to love. I'm gonna learn to love without fear. We have seen the landfill rainbow. We have seen the junkyard of love. Baby, it's no place for you and me. 'Cause I was born to live, and I learned to live through my tears. And I was born to love. I'm gonna learn to love without fear. There we go. Yeah, that's such a great Over the Rhine song. So much better when Karen is singing it because she has a fantastic, incredible, world-class voice. But I think I did okay. So thanks all for being here. I see Ellen is in the room. Hey, Ellen. Nice to see you again. See my old friend Mike. Michael's in the room. Good to see you, Michael. Thanks for being here. All right. So I'm going to hand it over to Jen now if Jen's ready. Can I get a little thumbs up from you, Jen, down there? Perfect. And we're going to transition into some poetry. Poetry without music. So this is, I always think reading poetry is kind of like walking a tightrope without a net, because we're just But now I'm just building up so much pressure for Jen, which is not fair. Hey, Jen. Sorry for putting all that pressure on you.
No worries.
No worries.
I just want to make sure I'm not still echoing a lot.
It's not echoing. It's
How does that sound to the Facebook feed?
it's a little warbly. But are you still on your laptop?
Yeah.
I think once I leave the screen, it's going to be fine.
Okay.
Sometimes there's issues when there's two people in the screen if the internet's not great or
I'm
whatever.
going to plug in and
Get my
mic
mic
out. When I podcast, I have to do exactly what you're talking about. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, so I'll get out of here, and if you just kill your volume maybe.
Okay.
So you won't be able to hear yourself, but that's fine because we'll hear you. And if anything bad is happening, I'll just go yell at you in the private chat frantically.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm out of here. Take it away.
Great. Well, thanks, Dave, for inviting me to read. Dave and I met probably about 2015 at the Glen Workshop in Santa Fe, which is going to be an online experience this summer. So hopefully we'll get the kinks worked out with this kind of thing before that happens. But last year I had the opportunity, and Dave and I, he and his family were in Denver. They went back to Calgary, and he and I drove down to Santa Fe for the conference together. And as he mentioned, we had a really wonderful time just kind of stopping at interesting places. And on the way back, I drove him back and dropped him at the airport in Denver. And it was great because we workshopped a song together that he had written during the week. And it was really fun to bring just some attention to the lyric aspect of songwriting, which I'd never really done before. So that was a cool opportunity. And it was one of the things that that the Glen kind of offered us together as a way, those of us that work in different genres of art to, kind of cross-pollinate a little bit. So this is a great opportunity to get to share with you guys. So I have a book out, and I think that's probably one of the reasons that that Dave invited me to come and read. It was going to get launched in April at a conference that got canceled. So I really do appreciate this opportunity to talk about it a little bit. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you can get it on the big behemoth Amazon. I don't know in Canada, if you guys are in Canada, if bookshop.org has started shipping to Canada at all, but I have been directing people that way. It's a great new website for book orders that supports independent book sales. So if you're in the US, I direct people to bookshop.org and you can get it there, but it's definitely shipping in Canada on Amazon as well. So so my book is called Madonna Complex. The comma is very important. I wanted to play with the idea. There's that sort of that sociological psychology term where women are kind of categorized into either being Madonnas, mothers, or whores. And there's sort of no optional in between for women. That's somewhat of a well-known psychological concept. So I wanted to play with that idea of the mother, what it means to be a mother, and obviously bringing in the figure of Mary, of the Madonna, but then complicating it. So a lot of the poems in the book come from my early motherhood experiences. That was really a fruitful time of writing for me, ironically. So the midsection of the book deals a lot with early motherhood and kind of the stresses and strains of that. But then it's a little broader in that I do a lot of work with other female saints and kind of just looking at the way that women are depicted in art and literature. So that's kind of the thrust of the book. And being as this is a show that Dave wanted to center around being focused on nurture, I tried to pick out things that I thought, poems that particularly spoke to that concept, and also just kind of what we're all in the middle of right now with being in lockdown, being in a pandemic, being in a lot of uncertainty, and also being quite isolated for a lot of us. So the first couple poems I wanted to read, the first one is called Desert Parable, and it comes directly out of time that I was in Santa Fe. So I thought Dave would like that as I wanted to start off. And these first two, Desert Parable, and then I think I'll just go straight into the next one. It's called What Bears the Light, and they both have to do with this sense of like, what do you have to bring to your day or to your life? So this first one is Desert Parable. A dragonfly kites to the corner of the room, its body a silver pin, tissue wings a desert's vellum, a parchment scribed with the short story of rain. High desert's stucco emptiness is mapped by bare arroyo, arid canyon. A nothing writ with pinion, yucca, succulents, by crows aloft on updrafts, tattooing themselves on clouds. Brief rain arrives to succor brittle bark, demands do much with little, as one leaf with its gathered light. So I thought about that last line, particularly in this time that we have, doing much with little, and what's asked of us from our homes and places that we're in. So the second one is What Bears the Light. What bears light best is broken. Sea glass sand scattered, mica fleck pressed into stone, tessera tile bits glinting under plaster. The shattered mirror throws 1,000 faces through the air. What bears best is broken. Light spills, splinters, wanders through wave crest, in ripple-riven surfaces of lakes disturbed by wind. What bears best is broken, the heart broken, the bread. The robin blue shell and the crocus bulb bear beauties, and every spring renew their breaking open. So this idea of being broken open, of being scarred or marred in some way, is an idea that I play with quite a bit in the book, as pertaining to just sort of the physical experience of pregnancy and motherhood. I thought I would read another one sort of on the idea of nurture. And this came out of a really lovely trip that I took with my, I think he was, my 10-month-old, my second son, when he was 10 months old. We went to DC for a weekend, because I wanted to go to like one day of a writing conference with him. It was kind of, back when we just like hopped on planes and went places for fun. So what I did, my sister was there and she had a place for me to stay with her. So my 10-month-old and I kind of strolled around all the museums in Washington, DC. So that is where the title of this one comes from. So this is Taking the Baby to See Rothko at the National Gallery. 15 minutes before closing seems like more time than we'll need to see all there is to see in Rothko's blocks of color, the hungry purples gnawing on their canvases, the primal reds. The baby likes the moving walkway, mobiles, flickering lights, the blueberry rooster crowing at the city from the roof. I assume abstract expressionists will be a bit beyond his comprehension, forgetting that their art stripped down to form, to rectangle and red, to line and lack. But when his eager babbles echo off the surfaces in Rothko's room, I see he understands it more than I do, pre-verbal, full of awe, himself another masterpiece of bright, unsayable things. So I thought I'd read, I think I'm doing good on 10. I'll read maybe one or two more here. We head back to Dave. Is that good, Dave? Let me know. Should I read more or stop there for now? I can't hear you.
You're doing great. I always put myself in and forget to unmute my mic. I
Yeah.
apologize. Yeah, you're doing great. Please
You want me
continue.
to read? Should I
You should no read. Let's do one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do one more. Cool. So keeping with the DC theme, one of the experiences that I had with my youngest son was born in 2016, and then of course in the United States we had the presidential election in 2016 and the Women's March that was very much right on the heels of the inauguration in January 2017, day after the inauguration of the president. All these women's marches all over the country, and I remember being very much wanting to participate in that moment. But my son was young and like a baby, and it was cold, in Denver, so I couldn't go. The poem will kind of lead you through that, but I did have a real experience that day of like, I want to do something in this moment, and I'm stuck home with a baby, and what can I do? And it was a moment for me of just trying to lean into my writing and my art as a place that could be about more than just the domestic, and that this line between the domestic and the political is a false line. So this poem is called To the Women Marching from a Mother at Home. It is cold and my son is small. I rock him in the fragile boat of my body between this night's dark and a brighter shore. We are always awake. He curves at my breast like a comma between the words anchored deep in my chest and the breath taking form in his lungs. In the quiet, we hear your chanting. Remember us with you. We are the rear guard. I am carrying him like a banner. Feel him cutting his teeth on my curdled milk. I am sharpening him like an arrow. So that one and share that on the day that
Just wait, Jen. The last thing you said, for some reason, came in all warbled, and I feel like it was worth hearing. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna take you out and put you back in for a second and see if that resets. Your big like summation moment there. I know, and we don't want to miss it. Just hang on 1 second. Okay, try that again.
I'll just read the last stanza. So it says, remember us with you. We are the rear guard. I am carrying him like a banner. Feel him cutting his teeth on my curdled milk. I am sharpening him like an arrow. So what I said there at the end was that I shared that poem on social media the day that I wrote it, the day of the march, and it went out to a lot of different people and got shared pretty widely, as something that women in my position at that time really latched onto. So one of my more meaningful moments, I think, in my writing career was writing and sharing that one. So.
Awesome. Thanks for saying all that twice.
No problem.
It's totally worth it. Okay, that was amazing. I can't wait to hear more, but I will wait to hear more. And we'll be back to you probably in like 20 minutes or so.
Perfect.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so yeah, Jen is an amazing poet. Honestly, one of my favorite poets, one of the only poets I've ever paid money to read, because I own her 2 chapbooks, and I can't wait to get this new book as well. So, and so should you. We're going to bring in Cynthia now. Cynthia, are you ready to go? Just give me a little thumbs up. It's the only thing I can see in the tiny window. There we go. Okay, perfect. My biggest, like, I don't know. I'm definitely getting a lot more used to live streaming and just being on the internet in front of people and it being live and not being a big deal anymore. But I still have fears about um, just cameras being on when I'm not expecting them or whatever and not being ready. So that's why I always ask for the thumbs up because I just want to make sure you're totally ready. Yeah. All right. So Cynthia's gonna play us a few songs, two or three.
Two.
See, two. Okay. Perfect. And yeah, again, I'm gonna shut up and get out of the way, and make room for Cynthia because this is gonna be some beautiful stuff. All right. Take it away, Cynthia.
All right. So you're having some weird sound stuff. So hopefully this is coming through your portal. All right. And I'm gonna start. Oh, what's up, Dave?
We are still getting a little bit weird sound. Can you just try, just for one final thing, can you just try and mute your laptop, or is it?
Sure.
Yeah, so you have no volume coming out of there. We'll try that. Oh, no, sorry. Don't mute your mic because now I can't hear you. Not your mic, your I'm like, I mean your speaker. Like, are you hearing it out of the speaker of your laptop, or you have?
I'm hearing it through this.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I'm hoping this can work. It's like a weird kind of digital sound, and I'm not sure what's causing that. The internet is a land of mysteries.
Okay.
Let's just get into one song and see how it goes, and then we might need to.
Can you cut me off though if it's nasty?
Oh, I will cut you off. Don't you worry. Okay, perfect.
Texting me from upstairs. Let's see if we can get the sound okay. So this is a song I've been working on, and I just finished it a few days ago. So we're gonna chat out here. The wind was blowing and the earth was shaking. My bones were bending and my heart was breaking. The wind was blowing and the earth was shaking, shaking. It was shaking, it was shaking. Oh, inhibition, throw them to the wind. Come out and feel the light again. Warm on your skin, you gotta let it go. The wind was blowing and the earth was shaking. Your bones were bending and your heart was breaking. The wind was blowing and the earth was shaking. It was shaking, it was shaking. Yeah, let it go. Yeah, let it go.
It's a great song. Yeah, you're so good, Cynthia. I mean, I know you're good, but I forget how good you are until I hear you again, and then you just have such a fantastic voice. And I like that. I like the tone of the electric. I haven't heard you play electric before, actually.
Yeah, that's kind of thing for the last year or so.
Very cool. Okay, so now the bad news.
Yes.
The tone is great when everything is in, although your vocals are really quiet. So if you can tweak your vocals up a little bit, that would be good, or your guitar down a little bit, one or the other.
Okay.
But I'd love to hear more of your vocal over the guitar. So when everything is working fine, the tone is great. But there were significant patches where we were losing you into, like, you were just breaking up. It was just digital. And it's almost like, if a video is buffering, it'll kind of break up and then it'll catch up all of a sudden and be good for, if your Netflix is down or something.
Feels like King sounds need like did stuff. So you're there. I need to hear it.
Yeah, it's still. No, it's fine. Now you can't hear me at all. Okay. The internet is great. It's 2020. The internet should be greater than it is right now. That's all I can say.
Okay. Can you hear me better like that?
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I mean, it's hard to say because usually it's fine for a little while and then it gets kind of choppy, right? But it sounds good right now.
Okay.
Can you just? I think your vocal's probably still a little bit quiet though. Do you have a way of turning up your gain on the Scarlett?
I do. Check.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Way better?
Yeah, it's way better.
Okay.
So yeah, volume-wise, way better. Connection-wise, hopefully way better as well. Did Phil come in and work some magic in the background?
I'm never quite sure if it's magic or what.
Well, we'll find out.
Because now I'm going to myself, but maybe because you're there.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you can, but you still have your headphones in, so as long as it's not coming out of the laptop, then we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way. I think we're sounding a bit better, so I'm gonna let you take it for song 2.
All right. Hello. Can you hear me? It's not coming through my earphones though. Phil, you might have to come back and fix me. Let's see.
Do you want a minute?
Sorry, guys.
Do you want a minute to adjust your setup?
Horrible. I hate this.
I know. Never.
Okay.
It's like being on stage with the worst.
I think I'm okay.
It's like being on stage with the worst sound guy imaginable. Just screws with everything. Yeah, I think so. Can you hear me?
Switch my stuff. I'm gonna put it back to how it was. My
All right.
audio.
I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna give Cynthia a minute. I'm gonna play one song for you guys. We'll switch up the order a little bit, and I'll just give her a minute to get her set up back the way it was. So we're all good. This is from one of my favorite artists, Glenn Hansard. If you don't know Glenn Hansard, you probably do because you've probably seen the show, the movie once. which is how I got to know Glenn Hansard. And then back in the days where we could still travel for concerts, my wife and I drove to Missoula, Montana to see Glenn Hansard play last year, and it was not disappointing at all. So I wanted to play this song tonight for you because I'm working on it. Even if a day feels too long and you slowly, sorry, I have my lyrics scrolling over here. You feel like you can't wait another one. You're slowly giving up on everything. Love is gonna find you. You better be ready then. Love is gonna find you again. Even if a day feels too long, you've been waiting on that spark, but it hasn't come. I'm calling on you, please get off the floor. A good heart will find you again. Good heart will find you. Just be ready then. Tethered to a bird of sorrow, a voice that's buried in the hollow. You're giving over to self-deceiving. You're prostrate brown but not believing. Squandered more than you could borrow. You bet your joys on our tomorrow, and for some hope of returning, well, everything around you's burning. Come on, you gotta get out. Get out of this mess we made. Still, for all your talk, we're both still so afraid. But we'll leave this up to chance like we do everything. Love is gonna find us again, yeah. Love is gonna find us. You gotta be ready then. Tethered to a bird of sorrow, a voice that's buried in the hollow. You're giving over to self-deceiving. You're prostrate brown but not believing. You squandered more than you could borrow. You bet your joys on our tomorrow, and for the hope of some returning, well, everything around you's burning. hanging on with the faithful. With the faithful, hanging on with the faithful. All right, we're gonna check back in with Cynthia. That was "Bird of Sorrow" by Glenn Hansard, and we'll see how we're doing. We'll see how we're doing over in Hamertown right now. Hey, Cynthia, how's it looking over there?
Hamertown.
Hamertown, Hamertime. I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear you?
Is it echoing?
Nope.
Okay. Cool. So Phil says the problem is that it's back to back. Scarlett's have to mute you when I play. So
Okay, sweet.
I would-
Sweet.
let's see
Why do
if
they
it's
make
better.
this stuff so difficult, hey? Just let us play music. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna get out of here and hand it back to you.
Sure. All right. So, is that all good now? All right, I'll put these suckers back in. Okay, so some of the songs that. What do I need to do?
You're good. We can hear you just fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to mute Mike? All right. So some of these songs that I've been writing, my perspective of motherhood is my kids have recently all graduated and left home. So I've been writing kind of from this place of, I had about a year of kind of mourning, actually. I was a teenage mom and I had 3 kids really close together, and then they all graduated and left the house close together, and it was kind of pretty emotional for me. So I've been kind of writing some songs from that place of motherhood, and so this next one I'm going to share with you is called Bandit. I do have a little video that my youngest daughter helped me make. It was just kind of this little trip. We walked down to our cabin and she took some live footage and we just played the song once in the cabin. But I wrote this song as I was watching her pack up her bags. She went to Australia for a year. So it just really struck me how fast time flies. And yeah, so this song's called Bandit. Hopefully it comes through all right. She's been saving up her dollars, putting them in the drawer, putting them in the drawer, planning something more. And I've been going through the closet, sorting through things, putting them into piles to keep or give away, and racing like a bandit who's got the Lord on his heel as his rainbow stripes across his face. But the sun keeps rising every morning, just like the day before, just like the day before. I don't feel that much older until the memories come like birth and pains, and then knock me to the floor, cry till I can't cry no more, and time's been resting like a bandit who's got the Lord on his But the sun keeps rising every morning, just like the day before, just like the day before. I don't feel that much older until memories come like earth and paints and they knock me to the floor, knock me to the floor. Cry till I can't cry no more. Racing like a bandit, who's got the Lord on his heel as his great horse rides across his empty bed. I'm really not sure how that sound is working out.
It's not great, but it sounds. It's
barely hearing anything.
oh, it's so frustrating because it sounds beautiful. There'll be like nice patches where it just sounds so nice and beautiful, and we can hear your voice and the song, and it's fantastic. I have an idea we could try for the for a second round. I wonder if you could try just pulling it up on your phone and just using your like playing on your acoustic and just playing acoustic through your phone. Because I feel like there's something weird going on with everything in your computer. I can't figure out what it is from here, but we might have better luck that way.
Okay.
Are you willing to try that?
Sure, I'll
You're
try
gonna
that.
lose your beautiful reverb and all that stuff, but we won't sound like there's robots having a dance party somewhere while you're singing. Maybe it's just me who's hearing that on my end. I don't know, but
No, I think it's pretty happening. Phil says it might be internet, so sometimes it's just crazy. So
yeah, well, 100%, I think it is probably internet, but it could. That's why I'm thinking it could work better on your phone. Sometimes it works like that.
cycle and see what happens when it comes back to me.
Sounds good. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's not working better for you.
It's fine.
Go make another hot toddy.
No.
Just get two more ready.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Cynthia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to do my second song, and then we'll pass it back over to Jen. So this is related. This is a child rearing song of mine. It's called Little Bird. Don't you teach your bird to fly, or he might fly away. Fly right out of earshot and not hear a word you say. Don't you let him soar, tether his feet down to the nest. Even with directions, you know he might still forget his way back home. Don't you teach your bird to sing, or he might find a mate. He might learn to love, or he might also learn to hate. Keep your heart well hidden, or he'll break it like that egg. The way he entered in the world, the way he's giving you his pain. You know he's giving you his pain. Yeah, he's giving you his that mirror from the 37th branch. Shards of glass will scatter a rainbow across the land. Brokenness is beautiful if it can catch the light. Every little bird must learn to fly. Pushing out resistance, every bird must learn to fly. Pushing out resistance, every bird must learn to fly. All right, well, that is Little Bird, was Little Bird. Jen, you ready for round 2? Excellent. Jen's got her little birds in bed. She was taking a bedtime break.
The little birds are in bed.
They're not in bed. Oh, of course they're not. Mom's doing something different. Why shouldn't we be doing something different too?
Totally.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being here with us.
This is great. I'm sorry that difficulty making it happen.
It's the internet. All bets are off.
It's that whole like salt being shot up in space and down to everything. It's a miracle, really.
Yeah, we're living inside of a miracle. I mean, who can complain?
Some perspective, Dave.
I was explaining to my kids the other day that I don't know if you remember this, Jem, but I remember in the 90s when we got our first computer that had a CD-ROM drive. Mm-hmm. And I remember it probably came with it. It was like Collier's Interactive Encyclopedia. Yes. And I was telling them like video on a computer was such a big deal that I would just go through the whole encyclopedia looking for videos. Do you know about this? Yes. Mm-hmm. That's peak nerd. I remember there was like a woodpecker pecking into a tree or like worms crawling underground or something. It was all pretty boring, nature stuff in a tiny little square window that looked like a Nintendo game that was just kind of looked like a video. So we're so lucky.
Do you remember getting? It wouldn't be well. COL online. You guys get the DVD.
Well, I think we actually did get AOL DVDs. Yeah, and we got Net Zero. I don't know if you remember Net Zero.
I do.
We used to get hundreds of Net Zero CDs.
I had an internet boyfriend in like 1995. Oh, I was very early of the chapter.
Wow, so innovative.
It's a story.
Well, speaking of being innovative with words, I'm going to use that segue.
There you go.
And we're going to hear some more poems. So I'm getting out of here for now.
Yeah. Since the putting children to bed is the theme of my last 20 minutes here, I think I will read a poem that includes that act, but hopefully goes a little bit further as well, digging back into my own childhood. So this is called Inherit the Earth. We believe in changing hearts first, my mother says to the canvasser who knocked for Save the Whales. The 80s. Humpbacks are the cause celeb. We know this from the episode where Captain Kirk woos the lady scientist, quotes D.H. Lawrence, "They say the sea is cold, but the sea contains the hottest blood of all." The whales save us. The Enterprise flies forward in space-time to a better world that's just this one, technicolored, free of radiation, racism, money, or religion. Sci-fi's promises are beguiling as salvation, and we understand that impulse, singing Sunday's "I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away." I wish my mom had said, "We can't afford to give, but hearts are all that last. Why waste your money saving what will burn?" Faith's fires demand you get yourself out first, and only if there's time turn back and hose the house that's going up in flames. This world is not my home. I'm just a passing through. But now at night, my son and I look up. He asks about the universe, spun galaxies, all those nameless moons with singeing rains. We've seen the signs of planets around distant stars, inhabitable zones, that narrow band where water can exist as liquid, not as vapor or as ice. We detect these worlds by wobbles in their stars. My son's warm body curves toward mine as I tally up cold spheres of rock and gas. No life, no life. There is no other life we've ever found. It would take a dozen years for a message to reach Luton's star, and if it were received by something there, another dozen for an answer to come back. After that, we read about blue whales singing low, calling through the oceans for each other. My son drifts off to sleep, while pages name and number systems, brilliant, glossy blossoms, star-warmed worlds pulsed by possibility. But I don't want him dreaming of Kirk's technicolored world. I wish him grasp the rare blue-green impossibility of ours. That one was quite nerdy. It was a good seg as well, Dave. With my
That was perfect. That was perfect. Yeah, ideal.
I think I'll read one of the things that was the basis of conversation for us at the Glen this last year, and the basis of the song that kind of came out of that Dave wrote, that came out of our time there, just had to do with shifts in faith over time, which that last poem hints at, a desire to kind of craft a different faith path forward than the one that I was given, but not abandon. So there's a poem in here that I've entitled The Denial of St. Peter, which is also based on a painting that I saw recently at the Met. And it's a Caravaggio. So it's one of those paintings with a lot of dark and light contrast. And it's the painting that illuminates the face of the servant girl who's questioning Peter. So that's the title and the painting that it comes from. So The Denial of St. Peter, Caravaggio, 1610. How could I leave? All my stories are here, and you. We stand around like servant girls beside a fire, accusing ourselves. Weren't we with him? Our faces bright in light of something, all that we keep circling. A heat that gathers moths as surely as it burns away their wings. I think I'll do another sort of faith-tinged one. And this one was based on a psalm for actually a contest that was run by another Glen attendee friend who edits a journal that runs a psalm translation, but they interpret translation in a really broad manner, that you kind of interact with the psalm or bring some new interpretation to it. So this is after Psalm 46, and I entitled it Whose Streams. So tell me the name of that river and how I might drown. After long distance, I learned I should take off my boots, tie the laces together, sling them over my pack, and wade through the foam, sometimes circling my ankles, sometimes knee-deep, while the pack weight pressed my soles to the mud, or I trembled, tottering slick on the gem-bright rocks. Once across, we sat on the boulders, rubbed the grooves on our shins from ribbed socks, dried our feet in the sun, ran thumbs along tendons, and returned our swelled feet to stiff shoes. Can I say this is gladness? How clear water shimmers in memory, that once you were carried along, that once you knew enough to take off your shoes as you do at a threshold, how you are stilled there in the torrent while the river sings. Do you want me to do some more, Dave, or how are we doing on time?
Yep, there we go.
Sounds
Yeah, we'll do trades. Do you have two more? Can you do two more?
yeah, sure.
That'd be fantastic. Okay.
Cool. All right. Other one that came out of a party that my family throws in the summertime. We have started doing these house concerts, and our good friends, mutual friends with Dave, Seth and China Kent, came about 3 summers ago and did a house concert for us in our backyard. And my husband likes to record music and it was a really, really fun thing. And since then we've done a different local band every summer. So this isn't explicitly about one of those parties, but it was the seed of this poem came from a house concert from a couple of years ago. This is to the guest who broke a wine glass at my party. Why is the neck of a wine glass slender unless for snapping clean? The fecund rosebush chokes the fence. Sun-bruised apples fall in faded grass. A strung bulb splinters on the bricks and spills its measured light in breeze-bent trees. What's a garden for but feasting, or a throat for ruining with praise? But the broken mornings scattershot with half-full cups and reckoning. We second-guess our sweetest messes. Yet what use a heart that's never wrecked by joy? Clear droplets gleam in grass, and it doesn't matter if it's water or it's wine. I think I'll just read the one on the very next page here. That is a relatively recent poem, and I don't think I'll preview it too much, but this is in the middle, sort of the middle section in the complex section of the book, with the title that deals a little bit more with sort of questioning and temptation. So this is The Sinner Prays for Permission. In the dark she prays, Father, I like to believe my delight delights you, however it arrives. But you are not outwitted by desire. You listen while I plait words into strands thick enough to catch fire. You there to restrain me when the hot glow of want leaves its red welt on my cheeks, too close to the hunger to turn away. Once, just once in this flesh she bargains, asking anyway. You know how the body quickens, how breath catches like a match lit. You had a body once. How you must have loved the rough crusts in your hands, the flake of the silver-skinned fish in your mortal mouth. Can I sway you, remembering the fall of her hair, how it too held the sun?
Also good. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, it was a real pleasure having you, and hopefully we can see each other in the real world in less than a year and a half from now.
Yeah. Whenever that.
Whenever that may be. Whenever they let Canadians back in the States, and who knows?
You don't want to come.
Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet.
You stay.
Are you guys like reopening stuff now? How are things in Denver right now?
I'm proud of our state. They're very reasonable, but not so unreasonable that people are climbing up the wall. So we can do something out of everything.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at too. Just starting this week, we're starting to kind of reopen things and figure out what that looks like. So yeah, well, all right. Stay safe. Go tell your children that they have no good excuse for staying up anymore.
I think I have your water on the bed.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right.
Good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. And everybody remember to go buy Jen's book because It is going to be great. I'm just going to throw that up. It's called Madonna Complex, Madonna, Complex. And you can get it on Amazon. There's, I think up in the comments, Edward was mentioning the other place where you can get it as well. It's just may or may not be available there to Canadians. So if you're watching from Canada, you may need to feed the Amazon monster for this one, but it's worth it. Okay. We are going to, Cynthia, I'm going to pull you back in here. We're going to give this a go. So Cynthia, oh, you've got your, can you mute your volume? There you go. Except now you can't hear me.
Wait, let me try this. Stop better.
It's only going to be bad when I talk. No, oh yeah, that's better. That's better. That's perfect.
This better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So okay,
Lord.
I'm gonna leave because Cynthia probably can't even hear me now, and we're gonna listen to Cynthia because it sounds better, and I really want you to hear what she sounds like when the internet is not freaking out. So.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you've got. With the
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you sound better. Are you on your phone now?
No.
Or what are you doing?
What I did because I wonder if it pushes too much information.
Oh, okay.
So when I did my Facebook show, I just used my amp and my MacBook.
Just your built-in mic on your MacBook?
Yeah. So I will try.
Sure.
That. And if not, then we'll just say.
Yeah, we'll call it for tonight. You've been such a trooper. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to figure out this stuff for like 2 months, and 1 week I'll have it perfectly good, and then the next week something crazy will happen. So it's not nearly as easy as it should be.
I know.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll give it a try. You're a real trooper.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my laptop, not.
Yeah.
Like my laptop. And then I'll just play through my. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll try it out. Chit. Can you turn on my mic? Is that coming through on there? The song's called Take Time. Been together long, but your person on every side, picking the sticks out from my eyes, daily loving the other. Whatever obstacles we face, whatever challenges come our way, whatever battles we must wage, we're stronger together. Faded memories no lost. Take time for reminding. Take time to be. Take time to see. Take time. Take time to know. Take time to go. Take time to listen. Take time to laugh. Take time to love. Take time to heal. If I had a candle for the friends along the way, if I had a candle for the answered prayers every single day, if I had a candle for the peace and prisons that surrounds us, we're no longer flickers. It'd be blazing like the sun, blazing like the sun, blazing like the sun. Whatever obstacles we face, whatever challenges come our way, whatever battles we must wage, we're stronger together. Take time to be, take time to see, take time to listen, take time to know, take time to grow, take time to heal, take time to laugh, take time to love, take time to listen, take time to know, take time to grow, take time to heal. Take time to know, take time to grow, take time to heal. I don't know. What you think, Dave? Better?
Yeah, it was much better. We're still having some, I think there's still some internet issues, but it's like 80% better than it was for sure.
You're talking.
Oh,
There you are.
I was just saying, I think there's some internet issues, but it's like 80% better for me than it was before. So
Oh.
yeah, it sounds, and it still sounds great. Like, yeah, whatever you're doing, it improved it for sure.
That's so weird. It's just my amp
Yeah,
and the microphone on the computer.
crazy.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
All right.
But that was a beautiful song. It sounded awesome.
Thank
We'll let you go and make yourself feel better now and get over all the stress.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks for playing though. Thanks for being willing to sort things out. That song was really beautiful. So I'm glad we made it through for it.
Awesome. Well, it taught me a lot about what I need to do different. So.
Good. Yeah, that's if you can learn that after one time, that's pretty phenomenal. Now, before you go,
Well,
or 2 times, because you did one. How many live shows have you done in this time? Couple, few.
Well, I haven't done any with other people.
Oh yeah.
So I've done my own, but
Yeah.
not this.
Yeah, it does make things a little bit trickier sometimes, because I think it just needs a little bit more guts for the internet. Maybe is part of the problem.
Yeah. I
But
think
before-
I should plug right in, maybe.
Like the computer, to
Or
yeah,
like
to the Ethernet
router
cable.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing for sure. That does help usually.
Mm-hmm.
Before you go, I want to send people to your website, cynthiahamar.com, or look up Cynthia Hamar on Spotify and all the places, right? We can find you. Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. And if you want to leave Cynthia a tip so she can just go out and buy a whole new setup and increase her internet speed, then you can leave her a tip at paypal.me/Cynthia Hamar. And yeah, if you see her name on a bill somewhere coming up, be sure to tune in. Or when we can go to real places, go and see her play live because she's phenomenal. And I'm sorry that the internet sucks, but you do not. So
Okay, thanks, Dave.
yeah, thanks. Hopefully we talk to you soon on the other side.
For sure.
Nate.
Adios.
Adios. All right, well, I'm going to finish off with 2 Mercy songs and we'll be done for the night. I'm going to play, this first song is called Doorstep of Mercy. I'm going to play it because I want to. I'm feeling it tonight, and it kind of leads into the next song, which is called Little Mercies, which is a song that I wrote during the pandemic and recorded, and I will be releasing on the 29th of this month. I've got it back from mastering. It sounds excellent. I've got it in the internet just waiting to process, and it's out of my hands now. I also have a music video for it that I've put together. So I'm going to be premiering the single and the music video in a concert on May 28th, which is a Thursday night. So it's not next week, it's the week after. If you go to my Facebook, Von Bieker, or you go to my website, which is just vonbieker.com, you'll be able to find information about that. And it's a ticketed show, and it's going to be different than this because it's going to be in Zoom, which means I will be able to see you as well as you seeing me. And I'm really looking forward to having some back and forth. So it's going to be ticketed. It's going to limit the number of people that are there to 24 so that we can all see each other at the same time. And everybody that attends that show will get a copy of the song for free. So keep your eyes open for that. So I'm going to close with that, and I'm going to play Doorstep of Mercy to lead into that. This is called Doorstep of Mercy. There's a moment that comes. There we go. Having the right key helps. There's a moment that comes when the begging is done and you drop to your knees with a sigh, and you don't know what was going through your head, and you can't figure out why you did what you did, and you cry on the doorstep of mercy. This isn't the life he was running towards. Made one more mistake than he could afford. But he met a girl before he got put away, and she writes him letters. Yeah, those are the good days. If he could go back to that night on the street, or just never show up, or just none of them meet. If all that desperation were running through his veins, there'd be two lives return. He'd stand out in the rain and just let it fall. But there's a moment that comes when the begging is done and you drop to your knees with a sigh. You don't know what was going through your head, and you can't figure out why you did what you did, so you cry on the doorstep of mercy. She was a vision, walked into his office. His heart was a lost cause, but his hands could have stopped it. Oh, his wife took the kids, and the board took the church, and he can't figure out which loss is the worst, and that's the part that hurts. Well, there's a moment that comes when the damage is done, and you drop to your knees with a sigh. Yeah, you don't know what was going through your head, and you can't figure out why you did what you did, so you cry on the doorstep of mercy. is going through your head, and you can't figure out why you did what you did, but you cried on the doorstep of mercy. Well, that song's called Doorstep of Mercy, obviously. I switched to my laptop camera because I saw that we froze out there right in the middle of the song, and it was a pretty badass thumbnail of me screaming, but it's not all you want to look at for the rest of the night. So this is a cavalcade of technical errors tonight. The internet is not in our favor, but that's okay. We're going to land the plane with this last song called Little Mercies. And even when the internet is crapping out like crazy, having you all here tonight and being able to play music for somebody still is pretty amazing, and a little mercy for me. So thank you for being here. And yeah, this is my single that's coming out at the end of the month. It's called Little Mercies. Your skin, but somehow the sun is still shining, throwing a streak of light across the room that I'm writing in. It's wide enough to warm the dog, on the rug. It's nothing like we used to have. Oh, but maybe it'll be enough. Let all of the smallest glories shine. All of these little mercies, yeah. Every crumb and sip of wine, all of these little mercies, yeah. Echoes in the highway, echoes in the highway, all the words that we couldn't say. Maybe they will come out now. No, it doesn't matter anyway. Mail was empty for a week, till Friday when I got your car. And I know what it doesn't mean, but it made today a little less hard. Let all of the smallest glories shine, all of these little mercies, every crumb and sip of wine, all of these little mercies, yeah. Every moment of new town, all of these little mercies. Maybe we failed, but still we tried. All of
rum and a sip of wine. All of these little mercies, yeah.
Well, that song is called Little Mercies. Again, I'm going to be releasing it on May 28th with a very special online Zoom release show so that we can see each other and interact. And it's going to be a show with high quality video and audio. That's going to be at least as good as what you're hearing now, if not even a little more dialed in, because I want to give you the best experience possible. And if you're these shows have been free, you're always welcome to leave a tip, of course. I'm not going to say no. You can do that at paypal.me/Von Bieker. But I'm very happy to play these shows for you at no cost. But to kind of make up for a lot of the shows that I've lost, this show on May 28th is going to be a ticketed show. So it's going to be an intimate show, just 24 of you and me, so that we can all see each other on the screen at the same time via Zoom, the miracle of Zoom. It's going to be the best use of Zoom that we've ever had, much better than work meetings, I promise. And I'm really excited to be able to see some of you live as I play and interact in between songs and all of that. So that's a ticketed show. It's $20 for a ticket, which covers you and anybody else in your house, of course, with that one ticket. And if you want to support the work that I've been doing here and will continue to do as things open up and I can get back to playing eventually, but it could be several months still. Who knows what that's going to look like. So if you want to support some of the lost income that I've had from shows out in the real world, that's a great opportunity to do that. And your ticket is also going to get you a download of the MP3 of Little Mercies the day before it comes out. And you're also going to get an exclusive preview of the music video the day before it comes out. We're going to have a little watch party. So these Thursday shows have all been really special. I'm going to have another free Thursday show next week. And then the one after that is going to be a paid ticketed Zoom show. We're going to take a break from these Facebook Live shows. And if you want to join us for that show, if you want to get in the room, you need to buy a ticket. So again, I'm going to have the ticket link up on vonbeeker.com, my website. And I would love to have you in the room with me, especially lots of you who have been here week in and week out for these shows. I'm really looking forward to that show because I've really enjoyed having guests. It was so special to have Cynthia and Jen with us tonight, even through all the technical difficulties, even through starting late. You guys hung in there and stuck around, which I'm so grateful. And if you missed some, this will be on Facebook. You can go and watch the replay, catch up to things that you missed. Hear those beautiful poems from Jen again. They're going to be there. Cynthia's songs, my songs are going to be up there so you can listen again. So that's all the announcing for tonight. I really would love to see some of you, see your smiling faces looking back at me. I would really love that on the 28th and for you to be in the room celebrating the release of Little Mercies with me. I think it's the best sounding song that I've ever put out, and that's not just because of me, but I worked with the mastering engineer who mastered Bahama's last album, Earth Tones, who's mastered Andy Schaaf's recent stuff. All music that I love the sound and tone and vibe of, and that's why I wanted to send it to him and try and kind of get in that pocket. And I'm not saying it's quite there, but I think it's as close as I've come yet as I keep working towards that goal. So I'm really excited to share that music with you on the 28th of May. I think I said March before, but that is in the past. So get your tickets now. There's only 24 tickets available. If you're a patron of Von Bieker, if you subscribe to my Patreon page, first of all, thank you so much for doing that. That's incredible, and it's honestly such a huge help. to keep me making music. But you will get, for being a patron, you'll get a free ticket to that show. So if you're not a patron yet, a really cheap way to get a ticket to that show is go and become a patron, and you can do that for as little as $1 a month to subscribe, and you'll get access to that show. And for a little bit more than that, as little as $3 a month, you'll get every piece of music I ever put out will just be sent to you immediately as it's released, and usually about a week early. So patrons will be getting that song a little early as well. So that's that. Next week, I'll see you back here at 7:30. And I will not be running a software update on my computer right before the Facebook Live is supposed to start. I will make sure that does not happen. So we will start at 7:30 next week as planned. And then the week after that, we'll take a break from these Songs from Home shows, and it will be the Little Mercies release show on Zoom for those of you that were able to get a ticket. And I hope that includes you. Bless you guys. Hang in there. Things are looking a little bit more hopeful, I think, where we are for sure. Hopefully where you are as well, as we move back towards being together safely and the end of these crazy times. So nice to see you, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side, out in the real world very soon. Good night, everybody.